This
Welcome,
hang
folks, to Professor Malik, along with the Minister of Wisdom. This is the official WWE Extreme Rules review. For those of you who are watching our live broadcast and were trying to stay awake as we were, you already know it was basically a snooze fest. Minister, your thoughts?
I would have to agree, man. This pay-per-view was very, very, very boring. Um, we had outcomes that we didn't like. So I guess let's get into it.
Yeah, our first match was the kickoff match, Neville versus Bad News Barrett. This match came about because Daniel Bryan was officially not cleared to wrestle by medical doctors due to his ongoing injuries, which he is still suffering from. I think as time goes on, they've been deteriorating and getting worse. So from what I understand, he has been losing feeling in and out of his left arm. So that's not good. So Neville, who was a up and comer from NXT, stepped in, and we just had a regular match. And this was a very good match. Neville won with his 360 spin slam after evading two attempted bullhammers by Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, so that was a good match. Even though I didn't see the bulk of it, I was very happy that Adrian Neville won the match. So then the pay-per-view kicked off with Dean Ambrose taking on Luke Harper
in a Chicago street fight.
Right. Yes. That was an okay match, and the reason why I say okay is because halfway through the match they ended up going backstage, but they ended up going into a car, and basically Luke Harper, along with Dean Ambrose, drove off for a good 25 minutes. So he eventually came back once the WWE Tag Team Championship match was over. They came back. They brawled for some more. It was a good match, considering it was a good action-paced fight. So I did enjoy the fight, but it loses points for me because of the fact that it stopped halfway and then they went on to other matches. Professor Malik, your comments regarding that match?
Yeah, I thought the match was very entertaining, but yeah, when they had him drive off into the truck and they were still fighting, how are you going to fight with somebody and be driving? And that's just basically ludicrous. So, but anyway, once they were gone, we had Tyson Kidd, Cesaro versus the New Day for the tag team champions, and of course, Minister, I know you didn't like this match. The match was a good match, athletic, very good skills. Good skills, lots of good moves, back and forth. But the ending, which I saw coming, because since the New Day has been basically been made fun of, and basically the crowd thinks they basically stink. Once Xavier Woods provided the distraction, and then Kofi Kingston pinned Cesaro with a handful of tights. Yeah, I think Tyson and Cesaro were robbed, not just for storyline, but I think as far as politics backstage. I think Vince is trying to capitalize on the New Day's heat with the fans, but by pissing the fans off and trying to push them. So I mean, it's all going to blow up in their face. But the New Day are Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston are your new tag team champions.
Yes. Well, I don't have a problem with the match itself. Like, it was a very, very good match, considering who the tag team champions were facing. It's just the outcome, because let's just say that the New Day hasn't been going anywhere ever since they started this new gimmick. People have just been hating it, so it's kind of irrelevant that they won it, because now they're just going to get booed more. But who knows? maybe the feud will be good. Like, well, maybe this title run will be good. I doubt it, but only time will tell.
Okay, and I think after that match, I think we had
Let me see. I think it was the Dolphs. Actually,
yeah,
I
that's it. Yeah,
think it was Dolph Ziggler taking on
Dolph Ziggler
Sheamus.
versus Sheamus, and this was your kiss my arse match, or technically in English, kiss my ass match. I love Dolph Ziggler.
Me too.
I understand his frustrations, but this was a horrible match. You know, he had a lot of punches. Sheamus was in control for most of the match. Ziggler won the match, but Sheamus didn't follow through with the stipulation. We had a long delay of comedy, but when it came down to it, Sheamus delivered a low blow and then basically rubbed Dolph Ziggler's forehead on his right butt cheek. So
Hmm.
once again, garbage.
I would have to agree. I thought personally, well, that Sheamus was going to win because he's a heel. He basically just came back well from his vacation. So, but I'm basically happy well that Dolph has won because he hasn't been doing too much as of late. I doubt this is going to go anywhere in basically terms of a push. But the WWE, you need to come up with better stipulations rather than just a kiss my ass match. Otherwise, the match was good. I did in enjoy the match well just very much. I just wish they had a different stipulation than what they had.
Okay, and after that, I think we go on to John Cena versus Rusev in a United States Championship Russian chain match. And folks, those who watched it know this match was horrible.
It was worse than their than their WrestleMania match. They were basically the bulk of the time they were doing a tug of war.
Yeah, basically you're playing tug of war the whole time. You had a few punches. Now at one point the crowd starts to chant for Lana. How bad is that? That shows you how that boring that match was. But Lana deserves it because she's been liked anyway. But Rusev apparently took offense to that, fussed at her, sent her to the back. We continue with more tug of war and more punching, and eventually Cena won with the A. And you know, or basically after both men have touched all three corners, Cena got the win, and you know, and that was it. And of course, after I think about a few minutes after the match, we see Rusev fussing at Lana again and sending her to go to the Authority. Of course, this feud's not over, to set up another match, which will be a payback, which will be an I Quit match.
Which we already know the winner of that match, folks, John Cena.
Yeah, so we're not looking forward to that at all. And now we move on to the lovely divas. Minister, I'll let you take this one.
Well, this was very boring, but I'll just be honest with you, folks. The only thing interesting about this match was the challenger's shoes because each time Naomi would stomp on the mat or she would get thrown onto the mat, her shoes would change colors. Like when she walked out to the ring, they were green. After 5 minutes, one of them turned yellow. They turned purple. They turned blue. So that was the only interesting thing about this match.
Yeah, that was very distracting because by the end of the match, when Naomi was pinned, they were both light blue.
Which I think that they should have both turned red, meaning that she's done, it's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But whatever. So I'm not too happy with the fact that Nikki Bella is still champion, but
of course.
it is
Thanks to
what
her
it is.
sister. Yeah, thanks to her sister who provided a kick to the head when the ref wasn't looking. Of course, which was well deserved since Naomi kicked her in the head on the outside earlier. So I guess fair is fair. But your winner and still champion, Nikki Bella, and I'm pretty sure this feud's not over. But I don't know where they can take a Naomi at this point because she is definitely not AJ.
Amen to that, brother, because I really miss her, but
Yeah,
she's
we all know,
retired.
of course. Now, so moving on now, we go to our last man standing match: the Roman Reigns versus the Big Show.
Hmm. what to say about this match. Very, very slow pace, but it was action packed as as well. Um, lot of chair shots, tables being broken.
Yeah, 4 tables at least got broken.
Yeah, especially that a announcer's table once again.
Of course. And the match ended when Roman Reigns lifted one table on top of the Big Show and kept him pinned for the 10 count. So
I find that a bit I find that a bit stupid because once
of
that
course,
match
yeah.
was over, it took 5 or 6 guys to actually pull the table off of the Big Show, where Roman Reigns was able to just lift it all by himself. So,
Yeah, so WWE kind of the WWE kind of exposed themselves with that move. I would call that an aftermatch botch. But anyway, once again, it is what it is. A lot of fighting. There was kendo sticks, chairs. But like I said, and at one point, Big Show knocked him out with his weapon of mass destruction punch. But he got up, and he got up and slammed 2 tables, which was amazing. So Roman Reigns, he's got hot, but match had action, but very slow action, and still, you could have fallen asleep. But your winner, Roman Reigns. So his push unfortunately for him, continues. Where it goes, only Vince and the Authority knows. So,
yeah,
which will takes us to our main event,
thank God for that.
the steel cage match between Seth Rollins, our champion, and Randy Orton. The RKO is banned, at least from Randy Orton, apparently. Minister.
Well, this match was pretty much a bulk of it was them both trying to escape by just climbing out of the cage itself rather than fighting. Um, it was your typical steel cage match. Both them using their finishers while Randy Orton couldn't use his RKO. Multiple pin attempts. At one point, J and J security, who were banned from the match to start with, showed up. They got their marching orders to go into the cage itself and to hurt Randy Orton. Kane was following them as well. J and J's security got in Kane's face. So Kane choke slams them both. He teases the audience that basically he's going to choke slam Seth Rollins, but he doesn't. He choke slams Randy Orton. He pulls Seth Rollins onto Randy Orton, thinking that the match is over. It's not. Randy Orton kicks out. Him and Kane have a little fight. Randy Orton does use his RKO move on Kane, but once that was done, Seth Rollins used his move as well. And speaking of using people's finishing moves, Seth Rollins used. Randy Orton used Triple H's pedigree at basically one point, since he couldn't use the RKO. But that was a cool spot, but it didn't work. So anyhow, Seth Rollins uses the R. He basically uses Randy Orton's move A against him, which basically knocks Randy Orton out, and then he just rolls himself out of the cage. Your winner and still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, a few spots also. If you remember, Seth Rollins attempted to leave the cage. The Kane pulled him back in, gave him a choke slam. So both men were down for a choke slam along with J and J security. But like I said, Randy Orton eventually comes to. He gives Kane a RKO. Seth Rollins gets up, gives Randy an RKO. But and after that, Kane drapes Seth Rollins' arm over Randy Orton, which I thought was, like I said, trash, garbage. Like I said, Seth Rollins is a champion. His championship reign is basically going to be a joke because his whole stable is basically protecting him to keep the title.
And there was also one other segment filler that we forgot to mention, and that was Bo Dallas. He
Oh
came out to the
yeah,
ring. He just he just he just ran his mouth, and then Ryback came out. He did his finishers, and then basically that little segment happened before the main event. If we had to pick a match of the night, probably go with the tag team championship match.
yeah, that was the best match. The second best was the first one, which was split in two. Like I said, the Chicago Street Fight that was pretty good. But yeah, now this pay per view all around, I'm gonna give it a two.
I would have to agree. Like this was just utter trash. It was just a snooze fest. Like we were doing other activities while we were watching the show. Like I was reading a book, so
Yeah,
that's how bad. Like
and
WWE, that's bad.
I actually sat back in my chair. You probably see, I was almost falling asleep, and at most points of the night, I was yawning. So that's how bad I was. I was even able to play a whole game of solitaire during the main event. So how bad is that? But anyway, like I said, for those of you who watched it and liked it, I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoyed it. You know, us, we're old school. Like I said, I've been following this a long time, even before I started doing a YouTube channel. And it's if you can discover the history that I know, you'll see what I mean. You'll see the difference.
Yeah. So if there's no more further comments regarding the show, besides the fact that WWE you have got to step up your game big time, I think we're gonna call this show to a close. Our next broadcast show is probably going to be May 2nd, when we cover the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight. But we will give you more updates on that as the week comes to closer. So I would just like to thank our viewers who were watching this show, plus also our live reactions to the WWE Extreme Rules. If you would like to leave a comment and to subscribe, well, you may do so.
Oh yeah, and like I said, feel free to let us know what you thought of Extreme Rules, good or bad. It's all good. It is what it was.
Yeah, so that's gonna probably call it for now. So this is your minister of wisdom signing out.
Along with the Professor Malik, peace and have a good week.